Good evening, ladies and gents, and thank you for joining me yet again for another week of the Next Gen Racing VW Cup. And this week we're live from a fictional track in Gran Turismo, so it's not a real world circuit, but it's a fictional circuit based in Japan, and it's the Kyoto driving part of the Yamagiwa layout. It's not a bad track. I detest it, so I can't stand this place one little bit. But yeah, it's not a bad place, to be fair. It's quite a well enjoyed track. Let me just get the link sent out as always. We're live for the NGR VW Cup, and then what I'll do, I'll go out and I might, if I've got time, I'll give you a lap. Yeah, we've got time, so let me just jump in the car. Right, so I don't normally drive these cars, so I'll give you an overview. So that's just a long ass straight. So you'll see the guys struggling with a lot of these, balancing the throttle as you see I'm doing, and then once you're comfortable, planting it. The Sirocco feels awesome through these S's, I've got to be honest. It does feel nice and planted through here. So you can really throw the car in with confidence. And then they'll be looking for a 50 board on the right. Should be braking in there, and then you want to get your steering in. Go for a late apex. So I'm looking for roughly there. Full power. That was slow, to be fair. Could have taken it a lot quicker. And you want to get over to the right as soon as the curb starts. Brake down 2 gears down to 4. And then balance the throttle. I've gone wrong there. Plant the throttle as soon as you go. I went a little bit early, as you can tell, because the car was still a bit unbalanced. So. And then straight over to the right. Marshall's post, brake. I'm going down second, I don't need to, you need third. The problem with this, as soon as you go full beans, the car wants to just go wide, so it's not ideal. So yeah, down again to fourth. It just helps curb the wheel spin a little bit. Again, you're looking for a 50 board. And I'm going down to third again. I think third's going to be a popular gear around this track. Just notice how much I'm fighting with that understeer. So see if we've got time to chuck a lap together. We might not. We might run out at that time. We'll see what I manage to do, and you'll see what the guys are fighting tonight. So of course tonight what they're going to have to deal with is 10 minutes qualifying here in a 20-minute race. And it's no tune-ins, there's no tyre wears, no fuel depletion, nothing like that. So this is all down to driver skill really. So can you keep your nerve around this track? Can you overtake? Because it's not the easiest track to make overtakes on. It's a couple of big braking zones, but the big braking zones aren't really favourites for overtaking. See, I'm hugging the apex too close there. That's not a great line. I'm going to be down coming into this time sector down here, I think. Yeah, I'm down on my time. See if I can get this a little bit better. You want to start turning in, but bleed the brakes off at the same time. That was a little bit better, but still not as quick as I took it earlier, so I expect to be down. Probably having my brake balance neutral isn't helping me. So yeah, a lot of just being patient with the throttle. That was much better than I did the lap before. So see, look at that, already 5 steps up on my personal best, but I've only really done 1 lap here. So not perfect, to be fair. It's not like I'm racing in this, so I don't need to practice. See, if I practice, I'd know where I could put the power down on that last turn, because that's where I'm losing an absolute bucket ton of time there. For a 1:38.9, so not a bad lap, to be fair. 4 tenths off light blade. So we'll back out. Take my gloves off now, because I don't need them, and then wait for JPH99 to get the qualifying underway. So we've got 10 races in the lobby tonight. I best just unenter. There we go. So in the lobby tonight we've got JPH99 who's hosting. We've got TP86 Racing who I'm told isn't Canadian, just using a Canadian account. I think he said he used to live there. NGR Danzo, who I raced with last night in the GT3s. Hunty the Punty, everyone knows Hunty the Punty. In fact, I'm going to chuck a link in his Discord. That'll get me some more viewers. See if Cliche and that lot pop over. I am aware there's some comments. I am not ignoring you. I am trying to multitask. And where's Hunty the Punty? Community videos. Hunty is racing. Now I'm commentating. Paste. There we go. Okay, let's see the comments. 1 minute. Fraser Smith, hello. Are you missing it yet, mate? Because I would be. Alright, I'll tell you what, rather than me just chat, let's get you viewing some of that. Just make sure I've got my options on. No, I haven't. Lovely stuff. Yeah, so Hunty the Punty, evening you slag. I've chucked a link in your Discord, Hunty, I hope you don't mind. You never have before, so there we go. 6 viewers in tonight, who are you? Come and say hello. Yeah, mate, but you know what, I think, Fraser, you've kind of, I want to say moved on to better things. You're plainly enjoying iRacing more, and I think you'd milked the GT Sport thing kind of for all it had, and I think in the end it just frustrated you, so you probably made the right move, mate, to be brutally honest. For me, I can't really budget a PC, so yeah, I'm not. Maybe when I move and I get a proper gaming setup and stuff, I might consider it. As you all know, I'm not the fastest anyway. I just enjoy racing. So. Right then, so I'll give you the format. So the NGR VW Cup, like I say, it's all in these Sirocco's. They've got 458 horsepower, 1,050 kilograms of weight, so they do shift. Let's just see who else is going around. They're all on racing soft tyres. They can use spring assists if they want to. If they want to use traction control to quell a little bit that understeer, I don't. I like to balance it. And yeah, they've got a 20-minute race, no pit stops, nothing daft like that. Start to finish racing. This league does throw up an absolute ton of close action. We've seen a lot of it. This and the minis for me are probably my 2 favourite leagues in terms of close action. I've had to back out the minis commentary just on basis of work commitments and other stuff I'm doing, but I can squeeze the Sirocco's in because it's a short race. If you're interested in getting involved in any of this, of course, just check out Next Gen Racing on Facebook. Of course, there's a couple of other racing groups kicking around, but if you get yourself signed up to Next Gen, you can see what the crack is and get involved in a few of the leagues that they run. There are spaces that appear here and there as fillers and stuff, so get yourself on board. If you've got a Facebook account and a PSN account, what you're doing, get yourself on. Even if you don't got a wheel and a rig and stuff like most of these boys have, you can be competitive on a pad. A lot of these boys do actually use pad as well. Posting my stream in GRT Esports. Appreciate it, mate. Love it. Thank you very much. iRacing, best decision. Teaches you a lot about racecraft, proper car balance. I think the only thing that puts me off about iRacing, Fraser, is you know, because I'm not like tuning on GT Sport screws my head up. So I think iRacing would absolutely mess it. I've watched a little bit about it, but you never know. If I get a PC, it seems the way to go, and I will probably end up, you know me, mate, I'll probably end up spending about £4 grand on a PC and going in. Daytona 24 hours. Are you, right, is it actually 24 hours? Like, how does that work with stints and stuff? That is a science that confuses me. I will never know. Okay, let's have a flick through the driver anyway. We're about to go qualifying, so I was going to do it in quali, but we'll see what they're all about. So we were watching Lightblade. A really strong performer, Lightblade. He had a really good run in. It was the Battle of the Bobs last time out, I think, between Lightblade and this man, MRC Bobby, in his initial delivery. They were going at it at Brands Hatch, and Bobby should have experienced this track because he will have raced it in the GT4 League we run for Mature Racing Club, so we'll know a little bit about that. changing your livery. Is that the global racing team thing I've seen you going on about? I thought it was Gatto racing team, or am I just I'm imagining things? I do keep my eye on things, I just don't comment all the time. KZ2 Haas, he's fallen off the pace a little bit this season so far, but I mean, I'm basing that off one race. It's unfair to the guy. But last season, probably one of my most impressive drivers, just in terms of how he got stuck in and everything like that. So I'm really interested to see how KZ2 Haas develops. Slow Seamus, another mature racing club driver. Not really raced him too much, don't know too much about him, but I've seen him kicking about. He's going purple, so he must have some pace about him as well. Just in front of him is MRC Bobby, as we've discussed. He's he's about 17 feet tall, so in real life he won't be able to fit in a Sirocco. Sir Bertus, again, I don't know too much about you, my friend. I don't know at all. I will shut up now because qualifying's about to begin. Now cover the rest of us during the 10 minutes of qualifying that we will just undertake now. Ah, Fraser White, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. I just didn't know how it worked, to be honest. Just pure blissful ignorance. Okay, so let's cover off some people that we don't know. So Subertus, again, yeah, I don't know too much about this guy before. I've never commentated on any of his races, don't know any of his racing. So we'll keep an eye on him as we see Shadow Stalker flinging into the wall. That's not Shadow Stalker, that's not Shadow Stalker either, that's Shadow Stalker. So a regular within the league. Love his attitude to racing, just gets stuck in. He may not be the fastest out there, but he completes every lap and he gets involved in everything, so I've got to appreciate that. Young Boss 2000, brand new to it I think. Literally know nothing about him. No idea. So if you're watching the stream, Young Boss, and you want to introduce yourself and tell me a little bit about yourself so I can give greater context to what you're doing, then I would appreciate that a lot. Oh god, got to talk about this guy now. Hunter the Punty. He's starting to get himself involved in more league racing that I can see anyway. So he's involved in the Siroccos now. I think he does the minis as well on a Monday. And he's also involved in the Friday GTTCC league, the iRacing. And yeah, he's a good kid. I give him a lot of abuse, granted, but he's a good bloke really. So likes to keep his racing clean despite the name. The Punty thing is just it's a sort of joke that we all had. TP86 Racing, Tom Porter. So he's someone new to me. I'll obviously be watching how he gets on keenly. I think he had a good outing last time. I think he was a little bit unfortunate. If I remember rightly, he got involved in an incident on turn 1 and just had a bit of a race to forget last week. So, but I think the pace he was showing was quite good. So again, we'll see. Mr. Danzo, I raced with him last night. It's another clean racer, just one of the NGR boys. One of the things you can rely on with the NGR lot and the MRC lot is that they do race clean. So there's Danzo, and then JPH99 in the Boyd Transport livery, and he's our host for this one. And yeah, it's a good kid, and he's in the chat as well, JPH99. I don't expect you to reply to this, mate, because you're talking. So, while I've been jibber-jabbering on, Stu Law, how are you, mate? While I've been jibber-jabbering on, Lightblade's almost finished his first flying lap. So, I've already took you on a lap around, but what we'll do is we'll jump on board someone. I'll pick him at random and we'll go for a lap on board with one of the qualifying lot. And see what the track's all about as Lightblade kills a cone. That will rob him a few temps, but you see just really gingerly getting on the power as you exit the final turn. Manages to get on the power nice and early actually. Floors it, so a good time. I put a 138 in, a low 138. He puts a 138.5, so that's going to be good enough to see him near the top of the pack. I think Bobby sits in a 138.9. Subertus a little bit slower, he's going to a 146. KZ2 could be a good time, 138.9. Young Boss with a 149. Slow Seamus with a 139. Hunter the Punty 1:39.2. And Shadow Stalker, and come on Shadow Stalker, let's see a good time, mate. That's gonna be a 1:42.1. TP86 Racing, let's see if he can put himself near the top of the grid. It's 1:39.1, so that's good enough for 4th at the minute. NGR Danzo, of course they've got 10 minutes, so they've got enough time for another maybe 2 or maybe even 3 flying laps if they do it well enough. So NGR Danzo, how are you going to get on? Not a great lap from NGR Danzo, 1:42.4. And then the last person to set a flying lap time is going to be JPH99. He's typically one of the guys that is fighting near the top, so we'll see if he can repeat his performances towards the end of last season. I was growing in confidence in the Siroccos. It took him a little while to get used to it, but I think now he is well in there. So the time to beat is 1:38.5. He does 1:39.4. As we say, that light blade's about to come and finish yet another lap. They don't have to worry about tyre drag or anything, so these boys can literally just lap until the time runs out without having to worry about anything. Of course, slipstream maybe, but I do see a bit of a gaggle of cars approaching. He beats it with a 1:38.3. Is Bobby going to be able to do anything about that? He improves, but he doesn't beat the other Bobby, so it's battle of Bobs again. Can KZ2 do anything about that? No, he does improve, but doesn't jump himself up the order. Currently, let's see if I can find that pack. I think that pack was containing Suburtus. Yeah, so there's a bit of a gaggle of cars. It could be helpful, it could be a hindrance as well. Right in the middle, like a slow Seamus who's putting a 1:38.3. And that's a stonking lap. That is an absolute stonk. I can't remember what my time was, but it's 100th quicker than Lightblade could do. Is Lightblade on an improved time? We've just missed the timing marker. We'll have to wait for the next one. Just to see if he does improve. So as you just watch him on the timing boards, Lightblade is up on his personal best as well, so we're going to stay on board with Lightblade. Actually, I'm just going to jump on board his car. I see him just feathering the throttle. Nicely done this time. That's about as good as you're going to see it, as we see JPH improve to 1:38.6 as well, so that's JPH into 3rd. So he's currently splitting the bobbies like Moses part in the Red Sea. JPH gets on the Lightblade gets on the power nice and early. He's got to beat a 1:38.3, 1:38.372, 1:38.2 for Lightblade. That's a great time. Now can Slow Seamus do anything about that? He is rounding the final corner now. Burntfry is in, but he's gonna miss. He's gonna miss it out. Slow Seamus got to beat 1:38.3 for his personal best time. Can he do anything? No, that's a slower time. JPH is coming up to the first timing marker now for sector 2. He's down on his time. Bobby's just coming through the S's. Bobby's improving, so Bobby, if he manages to keep up, look at the gap between Bobby and KZ2R, so 1/1000th of a second. TP86 sets a 1:38.8. That is good enough for 6th so far, but him and Hunter the Punty can fight it out. Bobby's done even better through the long sweeping left-hander. If he nails this chicane, he's on for a really good lap here. He's only 4 tenths down from pole, so this could be Bobby set for an upset. Of course, they'll all have time for another flying lap. Come on, Bobby, do it for the MRC boys. I fear he's a bit too early on the power. I think he had to back out, then that might cost him a little bit of time. Let's see. No, he's still up, but not as much. I think he's really going to have to nail this final turn now. Just gets it a little bit out of shape. Just nail a little bit of orange. Professional streamer. Lightblade 1:38.1, even more for Lightblade now. He's just taking the mick. Bobby in the end doesn't improve, so that's a bit disappointing. Let's have a check down the grid, see how everyone else is doing. KZ2 has just improved. He puts himself in 3rd position, demoting Bobby and JPH in the process. A great lap from KZ2 House. I told you he was shining. TP86 Racing is giving a bit of a tow to slow Seamus behind him. So if Seamus is timed this well, he could be stealing pole. Let's see what these boys can do. So TP86 Racing, a 1:38.8 for him so far. I don't think he's going to improve. Does a 1:38.6, and Seamus, a terrible lap for Seamus, that one. But he now has a slipstream. If he can keep TP86 in front of him and get a good lap in, and now TP86 has bailed out. Commentator's curse. Let's just see if Lightblade's improving on his time as well, and then we'll check through everyone else. I don't think he's gonna be if he's cutting the grass like that. No, he's not. Let's check in Hunty the Punty. How's he doing as he just navigates his chicane? Looks like he got the back end a little bit out of shape coming through there. His best time's a 1:38.9 so far, 7/10 off pole. Sir Bertus, plainly a pad user because he's flashing the lights every time he turns left. Just catch him at the wrong moment there. Sorry about that, Bertus. 1:39.6 for him so far. And Danzo's in the pits. He's retired. Young Boss is 2.7 seconds off, and Shadow Stalker is 3.6 seconds off pole for 1:41.8 for his best time. So the laps are on are now their last laps. Seamus is down. KZ2 Haas, can he improve? No, he can't. TP86, whereabouts are you in the league? You're 4th. We won't get to see. I will come back to you in just a second. JPH99, he's down on his time. Might come back to JPH though, because if he does manage to have a decent sector, he can overhaul this man unless he improves his time this time around. TP86 Racing 1:38.6 so far. We'll just see if any times come in. They don't. TP86 Racing, that's going to lengthen the amount you have to drive, mate. It's going to cost you time. No, that's a terrible lot. JPH 99, are you improving, mate? Please improve. Come on. Come on, JPH. Do it for the gram, mate. It says I'm getting chats, but I can't see it. So, the last chat I've got is Stu Law. I think that is it for qualifying, ladies and gents. The last person to cross the line is going to be JPH 99. So your pole sitter today is Lightblade 2K18. JPH 99 doesn't improve in the end, so that's qualifying over. Onto the Punty Wire tracks, I'm no good at. It's a big calendar, mate. I'm sure there'll be one in there that you enjoy. Okay, so what's happening now, ladies and gents? We're going to jump pretty much immediately into a 20-minute race. Like I said, it's flat out to the finish. Times are very close, JPH. Yeah, like 2 tenths between the first two. Just checking out the gaps. Look at that, between JPH and Bobby is 7/1000ths of a second. Nothing in it at all. Most of these guys have a couple of tenths between them at most. So that's setting us up for a very good 20-minute race. And let's see what this one brings. 13 viewers, mate. Yeah, loving it, mate. I'm loving it. Because what it is, mate, it's all these boys just tuned in with the stream in the background, so I can tell them what's happening. Because I do that. Right then. Here we go. Hi, Burnt Fry. Got home from work then. Saw you come in the room. Right, so these FF cars, Gemini, Hunty's racing in this, mate, so I won't be able to respond to you, but he's starting in 7th on the grid, that A-rated driver that he is. So here we go then, lights about to go out, we're about to get underway here at Kyoto. Looks like everyone gets off the line cleanly enough, no one's stalled or anything like that, so that's always a good sign. Turn 1 is a long sweeping left-hander, so you'll be seeing people wanting that vital inside line. TP86 has managed to secure that very well. Can he mount an attack on JPH 99 early on in the lap? Hard to go side by side for the S's, but it can be done, as KZ2 Haas is kind of proving there. There is only really one line through here, although it looks like a big wide track. The speed you carry dictates you. Bobby is going for an audacious move down the inside of JPH. gets that done on the braking. Is he going to be able to get KZ2 Haas on the exit as well? We will wait and see. Meanwhile, Lightblade is storming away, but he's got Seamus attacking him for the lead. He's going to have to go defensive coming down into the chicane, the biggest braking zone on the entire track. Lightblade's going to have the inside line. Something's got to give with these guys. Cones go flying everywhere, but Slow Seamus not living up to his name and absolutely sticking it to Bobby. So it is fast turning into a huge fight for the lead. There's 3 cars wide coming into the hairpin. Looks like someone young, the guy in last at the minute, Young Boss has lost out somewhere, Shadow Store cars as well. Meanwhile, I can't really want to take my eyes off this battle for the lead. KZ2 Haas says, what's happened to Seamus? I've got a replay marker set, I can go back and check that if I need to. Slow Seamus down to 7th. I think when all this is settled down I may go back and check that unless something more interesting happens in the meantime. But it looks, and someone's really wide in the background there. Who's that? Was that Slow Seamus with his dirty tyres? No, it wasn't, it was Young Boss. So Hunty the Punty has then been elevated into 6th. He's currently putting a lot of pressure on TP Racing. Meanwhile, up ahead, Lightblade leads to KZ2 Haas, who leads to MRC Bobby, who's had a great first lap. He's up into 3rd already. JPX99 in that Boyd Transport Sirocco will be putting the pressure all over him, though, coming into this long sweeping left-hander, hoping to repeat the move that Bobby did on him just a lap ago. Decides to hang back this time. KZ2 Haas goes really wide. Bobby's going to take that invitation and go, you know what, I'll have that, but gets it all out of shape on the grass. Grass isn't that grippy, mate. JPX99 instead is just looking for some space. Bobby's now having to think defensively as well, because JPX99 is really coming on charge down the hill. Meanwhile, TP86 Racing and Hunty the Punt is kind of simmered down a little bit. Slow Seamus looking for a way back through. Young Boss has got Danzo for company now after going off a little bit earlier on in the lap. Bertus kind of in a little bit of a race on his own at the minute, with Shadow Stock of 5 seconds behind. Looking behind then, this is still kicking off. JPX99 and KZ2 Haas nearly going side by side into the second chicane. All this battling is letting Lightblade just bugger off into the distance. JPX is off. Didn't see a touch, but it is very easy to get these Siroccos wide. JPX has got a great line coming out of there, so he's going to be able to get on the power a lot earlier than a lot of these guys. Bobby's temporarily up into 2nd, but it's a drag race now. Let's go on board with JPX. He's got a great view of this. Oh God, we'll have to have another bit of orange. This is kicking off. So meanwhile, TP86 Racing, he's having a proper pop. JPH, I think he missed the gear there by the sounds of it, and that's going to let Hunty the Punchy and Slow Seamus creep right back up on him. And meanwhile, Lightblade 2 seconds up the road. MRC Bobby's turned into a rolling roadblock in these Siroccos now. With JPX99 looking very racy tonight. A great line by JPH, just gets it done on KZ2 Haas, but can he get Bobby on the exit down to the chicane? It looks like Bobby's got a great exit though, and he's going to be able to pull that gap. Meanwhile, it's 3 wide again going into the chicane. That's a thumbnail, that is. That's the video thumbnail right there. JPX99 just making up his own track limits there though, I'm afraid, and just obviously he's not benefited out of that. He's right down in 7th though. That's unfortunate. He was looking very promising in the early stages of the race. Would you believe it? We're almost a quarter way through, ladies and gents. MRC Bobby's now got a bit of a gap to the guys behind, and he can start his charge on the other Bobby. How long until he bins it? I'm guessing another 5 minutes, mate. It's usually about the halfway mark, isn't it? Right, JP's got back up to 5th. What's happened there? He's battling Hunty for 4th. Right, you know what, this is why I don't read comments. So, JPH was 7th. I looked down at my phone, looked up, and he's 5th. Well, what's going on? And he's challenging Hunty the Punty for 4th. So the top 3 now are dispersing a tiny bit. So we've got Lightblade, Bobby, and TP86 now starting to just get away from it. These boys aren't really working together. They're battling every step of the way. what that's doing is that's letting anyone who's not involved in this either catch up or run away. Onto the punt, he's got a better line on the inside, along sweeping left-hander. JPH hangs it round the outside. That's not easy to do. That's great racing for those two, very respectful, giving lots of room. Hunter's just going to put the squeeze on him coming down the hill. They'll force him into that wider line. Hunter takes a late turn in for a later apex and just cuts JPH off at the entry to the corner. Perfect illegal, great racecraft from those guys. KZ2 Haas is going to want to get back involved in this. Slow Seamus, who was running really high up in this, don't forget. Can't see a way through. Oh, he can see a way through. Can Slow Seamus? He can. He goes from 7th to 5th in like one corner. But he's on the wrong line. KZ2, a little bit of door banging going on between those two. Seamus has to back out. I've replay marked that move from Seamus, so we're going to go back and have a look at it in just a minute. When these guys get on the straight and I'm allowed to breathe, that's what I'm going to do. Meanwhile, Hunter the Ponty, KZ2 Haas having a little bit of a... KZ2 Haas looking very racy tonight. Let's go back and have another look at that Slow Seamus move. So this is on board of Slow Seamus coming into the second to last hairpin. I think JPH just went a bit deep. So did KZ2. There's a little bit of contact there. And that's enabled Slow Seamus just to get the job done. Getting back to the action then. So they're still going. They're still going at it. Oh, it's getting very bitey now. KZ2 Haas and Hunty do bang doors, and that nearly sent KZ2 Haas off into the Japanese Shadow Realm. It's a four-way fight. Now Hunty the Punty is not going to take no for an answer and just slides it up the inside. JPX99 and Seamus getting a little bit racy on the exit, but I'm sure that was completely accidental. The animals came in 2 by 2 on Noah's Ark, but they nearly did coming down the hill into the chicane. KZ2 Haas just gets the job done. But meanwhile, a little bit further back, sorry, change the camera angle, I'm looking at JPX99 and Slow Seamus battling it out. Seamus just back down into 7th. He's not having it, he's not having much luck this time around. Hi Greenie. I heard bump drafting is in vogue. Yeah, there's a little bit of there was a little bit, but that's that wasn't to do with this league. It was another league, mate. Some people kicked off that there was bump drafting going on, and I think it was misconstrued because the guys that were doing it were bump drafting their teammates, and they were bump drafting each other in quali, which, to be fair, is a no-no. You can't be bump drafting each other in qualifying. It's not really fair on the other guys. Right, so nearly halfway through. The main action on track at the minute is Hunty the Punty versus KZ2 Haas. I think there was a little bit of contact between them then, because I saw KZ2 Haas just fly forward. Didn't really see that. I'm not going to go back and look either. Hunty the Punty's got the move made. KZ2 Haas though, let's just jump on board with him as he goes up the hill. So he's going to want to just get his bumper in yet. He manages to get that done, boys. Hit the wall. KZ2 hits the wall. That's going to put JPH on him as well. JPH is going to get that move done just by pure momentum. There's one thing about these curbs. You can get on them. Not a problem. You can ride the curbs, but beware of being violently thrown off them at the other end as well. So coming down the hill then, it's Hunty to JPH to KZ2 Seamus. He's in 7th. Young Boss is catching up to him. Young Boss put a good couple of laps in. Taking advantage of track limits there is Young Boss, but we'll let him off for that one. NGR Danzo currently running in 9th with Suburtus for company, and Shadow Stalker running 11th so far. Let's get back to the main action though, which is Hunty the Punty again, the centre of all entertainment. We were going to go on board with KZ2 Hassa. I think that's it. KZ2 Haas. I think his exit was a little bit blocked there by JPH inadvertently, of course. I was running late, misqualified because of work. Yeah. Greenie, how you doing? So picking your acceleration zone here is pretty vital. I think KZ2 Haas has done a better job of that than JPH. does get a little bit bitey. KZ2 is not willing to let this go at all, but neither is JPH. KZ2's got probably the better line. JPH needs to get over to defend it. He does. Pulls him back over, and KZ2 Haas takes that invitation to slide it down the inside. JPH takes a very wide late apex, but just keeps that position. So that's good racing from JPH 99 there. Saw what KZ2 was going to do and resisted the temptation to race it, instead just get his line right so he could race better. Slow Seamus, as we see, oh wait, I was just going to go back to Slow Seamus in 7th, but Hunter the Punk's had a terrible run out of the chicane, and that's going to let JPH up into 4th. I do need to charge my phone at some point because it's about to die. Let's have a look. So these guys are really close racing now. There is 2 boys at the back. I'm going to guess that is Danzo and someone else. We'll just chop back and have another look at that. So that was Danzo and Suburtus. So these boys have been quite close for the last couple of laps. Danzo currently winning out of that one, but Suburtus has been keeping him under pretty much constant pressure throughout the entirety of the race, but he just runs himself off track at the last turn. You saw during my on-board laps, that was really easy to do. Bobby, you like Blade, I am going to apologise now, mate. You ain't getting much coverage in this one. If you want coverage on stream, then you need to be in an interesting race and not absolutely bossing it at the front. Gap to the other Bobby, 4 seconds. Bobby, you've got 7.5 minutes to fix that. Get on it. Get on him like a fat kid on a cupcake. TP86 Racing has been caught. That gap has just dropped to the guys behind. So TP86 Racing somewhere along the line has lost a bucket load of time. Let me just I'm going to block the screen a sec. It's just so I can see. Yeah, he's had 2 bad laps. He's had a few bad laps as TP86 Racing. So he's now under pressure from this rabble. JPH99, Hunty, the Punty, KZ2 Haas not too far behind. Slow Seamus. I was going to say before that action happened that he started to drop off a little bit. He had a 142 lap somewhere. He's just getting back in his groove now, so he's got 7 minutes to fix that. As we just watched Danzo and Young Boss somewhere exchange positions, I'm going to assume Young Boss, who was way ahead, has had an off somewhere. Bobby, 4.3 seconds. Come on. Right. I think this is where we need to watch now. TP86 Racing, JPH99, Hunter the Punty and KZ2 Haas have always scrapped for the final podium position. 6.5 minutes remaining. What can we do? I think TP86 Racing's just gone a little bit too wide, but he had the advantage over JPH99 anyway. As we watch these Suakos come up the hill for the 9th time of asking, JPH99's got a brilliant run out and is going to secure the inside line for the sweeping left-hander. Just going to get a nose ahead in time. Is Hunter the Punty sniffing an opportunity here? Let's have a look on his car. No, he's not close enough to launch a move just yet. But we're really close on braking then. Just dipping into 3rd, and I think that slowed him down. Would have been better off staying in 4th just for that complex. Curbs the wheel spin going up the hill. JPX99 having to defend to TP86 Racing. That's going to slow both of these guys down. This will bring Hunty back into it. If Hunty gets involved in it as well, KZ2 Haas, you can be sure will be back in that fight. Do they all make it through this corner alive? They do. Let's just check back. So Slow Seamus is 1.5 seconds behind them, so he may be getting a little bit of distance slipstream here and there, keeping him in the fight. NGR Danzo, we saw him get past Young Boss just a second ago. Young Boss currently running in 9th position. sorry, I was muted. My apologies. You know why that is? I coughed. And I didn't want you guys to hear it on stream. So all I was just commentating over that and then saying Hunty the Punty is looking very racy. JPH has managed to just escape a little bit now. Thanks for the heads up on that one, Burns. Yeah, he's pulled a fair old gap. Can he do anything? I'm watching back. Look at KZ2 Hassa coming through. Oh, it's all kicking off now. It's all kicking off now. Onto the punch, he's gone wide. TP6 is lost out to KZ2, who seized an opportunity there. A little bit dog bang. Slow Seamus tries to make it through on the inside. Hunt is lost out big time. So I'm gonna guess that's leg cramp kicking in, Hunty. But you've got another 2 laps, mate, at least to get that back. So keep on the fight. It's the way these races go. I feel I should give the whole grid some fair coverage, but I can't. There's fights happening. I can't take my eyes off them. Hunty the Punty's going to shut one up the inside. He's going to get that move done. That's a good move by Hunty. His CP86 is going to be able to come back at him straight away. He's not. Right, let's go back and check out. This is kicking off now as well. Danzo, Young Boss, Suburtus. Let's just watch this for a minute. Young Boss drifting that Sirocco around. That's a great little move, Young Boss. That it's not Tokyo Drift, mate. This is just normal racing, so you don't have to do that. But we appreciate it all the same. That does give Danzo just a little bit of a break then. Young Boss is side by side coming into the final corner. Danzo goes wide. Young Boss gets that move made. Danzo's going to have to try and have him back into turn 1. Suburtus meanwhile really needs to get involved in that fight. Checking in on Shadow Stalker. Yeah, he's still running around. Good lad. Danzo's going to try and hang it round the outside, but I think he's just outbraked himself. That blue stuff is not grippy at all, and Young Boss is just going to keep that position. Suburtus now is back in that fight. Let's check in on these boys, how we're doing. Yeah, all good so far. JPH is pulled out a little bit. Light Blaze just extended his lead to 5.7 seconds now. MRC Bobby's not able to do anything about that. Him, Carl 25, let me win. Sorry mate, the race has already started. And I think with 40 seconds left on the clock, I think they're all going to get around again before the timer elapses. So we're going to have one more lap of this. Definitely for Lightblade, definitely for Bobby, definitely for JPH. Some of these boys should make it as well. So the way it works in GT Sport, the second that time remaining ticker on the bottom right of your screen ticks out, that's it. The next time you cross the start finish line, you are done, son. Hunty the Punty then. Slow Seamus goes for a move on the last corner. Can he make this work? I don't know if these guys are going to make it in time. Does JPH make it? I don't think JPH is going to be the first to make it across the line. Seamus has officially got ahead of Hunty the Punty, but there's 600ths of a second in it. KZ2 Haas finishes 6th for TP86 Racing 7th. He'll be ruining a missed opportunity for sure. Going back to this scrap then, it's Suburtus versus Danzo. Young Boss has fallen off somewhere, so this again is a race to the finish. 1/10 in it between these guys, Danzo and Suburtus. Young Boss has obviously fallen off somewhere. He's in 10th, and Shadow Stalker is going to come round to finish his lap as well. Yeah, we'll come back to Shadow Stalker because I don't think anything's going to happen with Lightblade and Bobby. So well done for sticking with it, Shadow Stalker. Good man. But what can we say? Look at that consistency though. If I can just draw your attention to the right hand side of your screen, you will see a bunch of times. Those times are Lightblade's lap times, from lap 4 to lap 12. They are all mid 138s, every single damn one of them. Fastest lap of the race as well, 138.0, set on lap 6, but that is consistency. That is how you get good at this game, just being consistent. So Lightblade, massive well done, mate. Can't say it well enough. You just dominated this one. MRC Bobby did lose time on him towards the end, but again, if you look at Bobby's times, Bobby's consistent as out as well. Right, let's go back to the lobby and have a chit chat. So some comments, let's have a look. Hunty the Punty. Oh, when the music's finished, I'll do that. Didn't appreciate door banging, but what a race. Yeah, we did see some of that on stream, but I think some of that will happen in racing. All I can say, and I'll say this to any racer, is if there's an issue with anything that happened in a race, you just need to send that to the organiser and let them know what's going off, and they'll investigate it, send clips in, and if there is anything to be looked into, they'll do it. But maybe, mate, just have a chat with the person involved. It will have been innocent. I'm sure it can all be resolved nice and calmly. JPX99, what a race. Shame we didn't work together better. Could have caught Bobby. I think you could. Slow Shaver's got a phone call mid-race. Racing's more important, mate. Yeah, I think you could, JPX99. The problem is, though, mate, it's only a 20-minute race. Like, it's a psychological thing, isn't it? When you inspect series cars, you know you've got equal opportunities to win based on the cars you've got. You haven't got to worry about tyres, and it's only 20 minutes long. Show me a racing driver that will work with someone else. It's not going to happen that well. So let me save the replay before we get booted out of the room. There we go. Because I've got a thumbnail. Onto the point, it should be an hour with tyre wear. I'd struggle to commentate on it, mate, if it were that long, to be honest. The reason I can still do this league is because of the time. I stopped the Bobbies, though. I'd work with anyone. You know what, mate? You, Hunty, Hasser, Seamus, and TP86, get a group chat going. Title it "Stop the Bobs," and we'll see you next week. Because yeah, you've all got the pace, like, but. Bobby's going to be hard to beat, mate. Both of them, and I'll give Bristow the compliments here, because he predicted that. He predicted in the group chat earlier on today that it'd be attack of the Bobs, and he was damn right as well. Okay, so that's this done with. So the guys are going to get involved in some Evo racing now, and I'm going to take this opportunity to dip out. I have saved the replay, JPX99. Thank you very much for that. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in. A good number of people on stream, so I love the fact that you guys are tuning in and watching some Northern bloke ramble absolute bollocks for half an hour. By the way, I didn't hit Haas wide, I broke it. No, it's fine. They just look that way. That's all. But yeah, like I say, it's just one of them things, isn't it? Yeah, again, thanks for tuning into the stream, ladies and gents. Really do appreciate it. All the comments as well. If you fancy a little bit more streaming, I believe that Dark Smoker is live currently with the McGann Trophy Cup for P1. So go and check him out. I'll probably be in his comment section in a minute giving him abuse. Let me check. Oh, he's not live yet. No, he's not live yet. He normally is on a Thursday night, that's all. Yeah, so that's it, ladies and gents. Thank you very much once again. Thank you for the subs. I've received a few subs tonight as well. So the only one that's given me a notification for is Jack14. So appreciate you subscribing. And Harry99, Harry199, I believe, also subscribed earlier on today. So I do appreciate that. Craig Patterson, good. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Hunty. Do appreciate it, boys. Like I said, I'm not a pro streamer or anything. I'll just come and waffle absolute nonsense over there racing. Alright, lovely stuff. Well, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you again next Monday at 8 o'clock for the next race in this league, round 3. See you then. Bye bye.